Now it is time to turn to the HVAC system. This cover has been leaking, so whenever it rains, water would come down, and right below this panel is the CE panel with all the fuses, relays, and electrical connectors. So we don't want water getting on those items. So I'm just using a screwdriver to see how much play I have between the chassis and this plastic cover. Once we got into the HVAC system, we were able to pull the hood back, get into the HVAC, and that's what we found. So I'm going to clean this up as much as I can before we put it back together. So apparently this stuffing was placed here by the car maker to filter the air coming into the cabin, but this stuff is 30 years old. You cannot be breathing this stuff in. It cannot be healthy. I will be tossing this stuff out, and I will not be reusing it. So you can see how the dirt has accumulated over the years at the bottom. And yeah, we will get our vacuum and get this all cleaned up. This piece comes out, but there is a screw right here that you have to clean off the debris so you don't round it out. Get the screw out, and then you could remove this plastic piece. Okay, so once I got the 8mm nut out of this section right here, I was then able to rotate this just a little bit so that it kind of comes out like this at an angle. So it's going to go back in like this. Okay, that's how it comes out. Now it's time to get in here and clean this mess. Okay, after several minutes of cleaning, this is where we are. Whole area is nice and clean. This area leads into the cabin. This is the flat door to the cabin. That's the CE panel down there. Okay, we'll also be resealing this entire area so that water doesn't get down into the CE panel. So that's nice and cleaned up. We're going to put this back in. Tighten it in. So this goes in quite easily, and this rotates into place, into position. There's the screw all lined up. Everything's all lined up, ready to go. So you replace the rusted screw. Our area is nice and clean. Screws are back in. This is nice and clean, ready to go. And we're going to put the motor back in after we take a look at it. I'm going to also remove this right here and make sure that everything's okay. Sometimes it can be problematic. And see how that part right there needs to be cleaned? I'll go ahead and clean that off. Okay, let's get started on that. We're on the driver's side of the car. Go ahead and take this off right here. And relieve on the beads. I also noticed that there's a plug. There's something missing from right here. To find out what that is. So this gap comes off easily with a flathead screwdriver. And I can see that I have a lot of cleaning to do as well. So I'm just going to use a brush or some sort of abrasive material to just kind of clean gently. So once I cleaned it out with a small brush, I was able to turn to the other side. These holes could be cleaned out using a Dremel. And we are also going to take this part off and clean this as well. Because of this tight space, this next part is going to require some patience. So I finally got this out. So after a few minutes, I was able to get this out. You can see that it is pretty much rusty, but salvageable. The screws are rusty. And you can see over here that one of them broke off. The other one just came out, but we could always get that back in. It only goes in one way using this peg right here. And you have to match it up with this hole right here at the top. So you can't mess this up. This is the condition of my blower motor. Once again, I'll be grabbing my Dremel to clean off these contacts and whatever else I could get to. Definitely clean up before we put it back in. Add some lubricant if need be. Definitely have to clean those contacts. Okay, I was able to pry this out of that after removing this top screw right here. They also disconnected these terminals, cleaned them with my Dremel. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I definitely cleaned this up a little bit. Try to get down there. Let's clean that up a little bit. Once this is cleaned up, I'll go ahead and reassemble and place it back in the car. See you in the next video.